To begin, unload the inflatable bounce house where you would like the back of the bounce house to be. Undo the straps and the bounce house will roll forward. After unrolling the bounce house, unfold it by grabbing each fold and laying it flat, stretching out the bounce house. Grab each corner and again pull the bounce house so it's laying completely flat. Next, grabbing one of the yellow stakes provided, anchor one of the back corners of the bounce house as shown. The stake should be at a slight angle and hammer it all the way into the ground. Never operate the bounce house without all four corners staked properly. Next, grab the other back corner, pulling it tight, stretching out the back edge, and then drive in the other back stake at an angle as shown. The bounce house has two inflatable tubes in the back. Only one is needed for the blower. The other tube should be cinched shut as shown so air does not escape. Fold it over on itself and use a strap to tie it off. Next, you will plug in the electrical blower into the extension cord. Never use more than 100 feet of extension cord. Place the tube over the neck of the blower and using the strap provided, cinch it around the blower neck. Using the strap, pull it very tight so the inflatable tube does not come off the blower. Then make sure the inflatable tube does not have any kinks in it and that it is straight all the way to the inflatable. Now you're almost ready to turn on the blower. Before turning on the blower, look up and check for power lines, cable lines, and trees. The inflatable must be at least 10 feet from any sort of electrical or cable line and should not rub against any tree limbs or branches. Even the slightest amount of a tree branch or limb rubbing against it will rub a hole in it. So please look up and make sure the area above the inflatable is completely clear. Next, you'll turn on the blower and go to the front of the bounce house and hold on to one of the front corners as it inflates. Make sure you do have the stake and the hammer with you at the front corner. Never inflate a bounce house if winds are over 15 miles per hour. After the bounce house is completely inflated, grab the third stake and at an angle drive it completely into the ground. If at any point any of the stakes break or are lost, do not operate the bounce house without all four stakes completely into the ground. Finally, move to the fourth corner and again drive the stake completely into the ground at a slight angle as shown. Now that the bounce house is properly staked down, it is about ready to begin using the bounce house. Before any individual can enter the bounce house, the person who signed the operator requirements must be at the inflatable and remain at the inflatable while it's being used. This is very important that an operator is present at all times when children are inside the bounce house. The operator is responsible for enforcing all the rules on their operator checklist, and these rules are also printed on the front of the bounce house in that yellow block. This operator requirement is required by the state of Ohio, the Ohio Department of Agriculture, the Amusement Ride Division. This is a state requirement that an operator remain with the inflatable during its operation at all times. In addition to enforcing the rules printed on front of the inflatable, the operator is responsible for removing riders and deflating the inflatable if winds occur over 15 miles per hour or if any rain or precipitation occurs. The inflatable cannot be operated under any circumstance in winds over 15 miles per hour or in rain. When you're ready to deflate the inflatable, ensure all riders are out and all riders are at least 10 to 15 feet from the inflatable. Turn off the blower, remove the blower tube, and the inflatable will collapse. To help evacuate air from the inflatable, open up the other tube in the back. More air will be able to escape and the inflatable will deflate much faster. To help remove air from the inflatable, you can walk on the top of the inflatable, but you must remove your shoes. Again, remove your shoes and walk on top of the inflatable to help evacuate the air from it. Children should not be assisting in this. They tend to jump on the inflatable, and at this point, jumping on the inflatable, they'll fall to the ground as there's no air to support them. After much of the air is removed from the inflatable, stretch it out so the top of the inflatable is visible. Basically, you want the roof of the inflatable showing before you fold it. Grab each corner and again stretch it out so the blue roof is showing. Once the blue roof is showing, go around to each corner and remove the stakes. After removing all the stakes, grab one edge and fold it to the middle. Go to the back and do the same thing. Fold it so half of it is folded to the middle of the inflatable as shown. And grab the other side and it will fold to the middle also, meeting in the middle of the inflatable. At this point, you will walk down the inflatable, pushing the air out the air tubes in the back. Walk from the front of the inflatable towards the back, pushing out the air before you fold it again and before it's rolled. Once enough air is removed, grab one edge and fold it on top of itself as shown. And again, you'll walk down the inflatable from the front to the back. This will help remove air. The more air removed from the inflatable, the easier it will be to roll it. After removing enough air, starting at the front, simply begin rolling the inflatable from the front to the back. The front is more difficult to begin as there is the inflatable step there, which causes extra bulk, makes it difficult to roll. But once you get a few feet into it, it will roll easy. Once the inflatable is rolled all the way to the back, take the two straps which originally tied up the inflatable, place them underneath it, and roll the inflatable forward onto the straps, exposing the ends. Also, make sure you have the inflatable tubes, which went to the blower, tucked in. Again, roll the inflatable forward, grab the straps and pull them, and tie the inflatable closed. Pull the straps tight. Send the end back through the hoop. Then you will make a loop and send that loop back through the ring. Then pull that loop through the hole as shown. If you're unable to do this knot, simply tie a knot to hold the inflatable closed. When you're finished tying the inflatable back up, bring your vehicle around to the inflatable. If you're using a truck, you can lean the inflatable against the tailgate and flop the inflatable over into the bed of the truck. For SUVs or vans, tilt the inflatable against the bumper and push it up into the cargo area. Please remember to return the stakes, the extension cord, and the blower.
Yeah!